5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're in the pipe, 5 by 5.
This is the 5 on Film podcast.
Hello and welcome to this episode of 5 on Film. I'm John, and this time we're on a rampage, hunting monsters, raiding tombs, going Sonic with a need for speed. Yes, it's Mortal Kombat in the streets, alone in the dark with a Resident Evil. We're delving into the outer realms of video game movies, those that had sufficient Warcraft to make it onto the big screen. With me to discuss the top 5 movies are Agent 47 Chris.
Hadouken!
Wing Commander Matt.
Tiger!
And our two guests today, our very own Mario and Wario, Mikey and Ali.
Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom! What's going on, people?
Just quickly, anybody listening, if you'd like to watch us, we are on YouTube. You can find us at 5 on Film podcast, or definitely at 5 on Film. We're on all the socials at 5 on Film podcast over Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can actually talk to us. You can send us voicemail messages through the message button. If you go to anchor.fm/5onfilm, you'll see a message button there. And if you click on that and click a couple of buttons, you'll actually be able to leave us a minute-long scathing review of what we say on video game
clean,
films.
folks.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to find us on your pod scraper of choice, or Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, or Google. Here we go, guys. Now the rules are very straightforward. 3 rounds. First round, we nominate. We keep going round until we've got 7 on our list. Once we've got those 7 films, we're then going to eliminate, where we take 2 of those films off. Yes, Chris, do you need a pee?
No, Mr. John. I was just wondering whether we'll actually get more than 5.
Oh, well, we shall see. We shall see. And then the last round is ranking, where we will put the 5 into the order we deem fit to be the definitive top 5 video game movies. Now, this one has been suggested by our 2 guests.
Yes.
Our first guest, Mikey, is going to go first. Come on, mate. Give us our first film.
Kick us off. I don't care how you all judge me. I'm going to say...
Get judged.
I'm going to say Super Mario. Boom! Yes, I am. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. It's not a good film.
Awful.
It's not the point. But it's achieved cult status. It has. It's basically, I mean, it's a bad story. I won't lie to you people. It's something like a meteorite hit Earth 65 million years ago. It split Earth into like 2 different, what do you call it? Timeline, not timelines. It's like timelines.
Dimensions.
Dimensions. Thank you. It's got 2 different dimensions. Our Mario and Luigi was it Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo? Very good. It does include all the it includes all the characters, Daisy, Peach, Bowser, his little children, Iggy, and so on and so on. It's not what people expected when it came out. I'll say that.
Some would say it's almost unreal.
It's almost unreal. Bob Hoskins doesn't look like Mario. That's true. John Leguizamo, unfortunately, is like the same height, so I don't know. And he's like younger. I suppose it's funny.
He doesn't even have a moustache.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a moustache. He doesn't look like Luigi. The story is ridiculous. King Cooper's Dennis Hopper, and
He's just a man.
He's just a man, and he's basically just a man in a suit. And he's just after an egg. He's after an egg.
Just gone to Tesco.
That's it. But it is a bad film. But it has achieved cult status. And when I was a kid, I was still super excited about it. They had the jump boots, which I enjoyed seeing. It was still cool that they had a storyline for Peach, and that she was like a lost, forgotten princess. So the whole thing was to basically give her that role again, I suppose. And it was fun, You had Yoshi in there. It was like a little.
He looked like a raptor.
little dinosaur, little raptor thing.
Jurassic Park.
So it wasn't a good film. wasn't a good film, but it was still, it was still fun. And now it's turned into one of those films that's so bad it's good kind of film. Like it has. I watched it. I watched it about a week ago, and it was like it's.
I don't think it's gone. It's so bad it stayed bad.
I don't care. That's my number 5. That's my number 5. I'm taking it.
Right. Okay. Come on, Ali. Rip it. Go on. Your turn. You rip it apart.
I think it's an awful film. I think it's shockingly bad. I'm sure it's in like the top 100 worst films of all time somewhere. And if it isn't, it should be. It is. None of the characters look like the characters. You've got Bowser who's supposed to be a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Dragon, dinosaur, whatever it's called.
Like a
big
turtle. Yeah.
It's like an estate agent in a suit, in a cheap suit as well. It's not even like a fine cut suit. His hair's just like a flower. It's like he's just got a long tongue. That's the only. But Luigi doesn't have a moustache.
No. No.
I think it's an awful film.
It's got a bad love story in it as well. It's like Luigi and Daisy. Luigi's like in love with Daisy and stuff, and it's like it's not great, but that's what we had. When did it come out? 92? Was it something like that? 91?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, 1993, I think.
Yeah, so video game movies back then were, they were what they were.
Because there's another film we'll probably talk about it where it's so bad. That it's good, but I don't think Mario got to that stage. I don't think it did.
Has anyone else put it in their top 5?
So, Ali, is that a no then?
That's a no from me.
Well, already you get to decide. We don't even go around.
Well, no, he gets his vote. So then I go, Chris, what do you think of Super Mario Brothers? Do you think it's a Leonardo da Vinci level masterpiece?
No, I think it's a Mario Paint masterpiece.
Hey!
I got it. God bless you.
Thank you, Mike. I agree with both Mike and Ali. This is a hideous film, but it has. I grew up with Nintendo, and it hit at kind of a peak time for me as well. I was still playing the SNES, and I love the Mario games. And yeah, it's an awful film, but there is a bizarre charm to it, and I think we're not kidding ourselves here. This top 5 is really the bar is very low. I mean, would everyone agree with that?
Yeah,
it's tough. It's a tough one. This one,
yeah,
it's difficult.
So I mean, I don't think we're going to find any. I personally don't think we're going to find any masterpiece films in this list. So the bar is very low. It's not on my list, but I only have 5 on my list. So I am willing to say yes, because we really genuinely are scraping the barrel with these films.
Super Mario!
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, well, that's 2. I'm going to come to Matt next.
Matt.
Do you know what, guys? Do you know what? I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. It's like way back when, we're talking 93 it came out, so I'd have been about 12 when it came out. And I remember seeing it, and I remember enjoying it a lot, and then not enjoying it, and then thinking, wow, this is terrible. And I watched it again recently, the last couple of weeks. And do you know what? It's actually really entertaining. It is nowhere near as bad.
I told you it is. It's got a bad rap.
It's nowhere near as bad as people make it out to be.
No.
It really is. It's got, the story is wild. It's out there. It's terrible. It's junky. It's clanky. But do you know what? The special effects for the time aren't great. But what is great is the production design. The sets are really good. For what they're going for this kind of, it looks nothing like the game. It looks nothing like the game. Absolutely nothing.
No, exactly.
There's all these kind of like little weird touches they've put to it that are very odd, very strange and stuff. But it looks like they've spent the money on it. It looks like a very high budget for the time. And you know, God bless him, Bob Hoskins, man, he really gave it his go. He really did. He does not act like he's in this movie. He acts like he's in like The Long Good Friday. He really is acting like he's in a good movie. And John Leguizamo gives it all. Yeah, he gives it all as well. I don't think it's a terrible movie. I think it's definitely worth appreciating for what it is. It isn't a masterpiece, and as Chris said, there really isn't a movie in this list that we could even put anywhere near a classic movie status. But this, for me, has got to go in there. I've got a list of 6, and this is in there. So yeah, I was really entertained.
Oh, list of 6.
Wow.
There you go, Mike.
Considering this is actually the oldest one on the list that we circulated, that I circulated, this is the oldest. This is the first at the top of the list of video game movies. And
really, this is the oldest. Wow.
Yeah, well, one, wasn't it? Yeah, very.
It's the first one. Well, I'm saying it's the first one on the list that I found, and I don't think anyone made a movie of Pong.
I wonder if there is.
But I think up until this point, I think this may have been the first big budget video game film ever.
Just to interject here with a little IMDb trivia. So The Last Starfighter started off as Space Invaders, the movie, originally. Like the original draft of the script was Space Invaders, the movie.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, no, I'll go with that, and that's actually one of my favorite movies. But although it's
yes, I know. This Mario is the
yes. So this being the first one, I went to see this when this came out. I actually went to the
cinema.
Wow. I paid money for this one. I would have been about.
He was the producer on it.
Well, you say 90? Did we say 93?
John
92-93. Yeah.
John was the box office.
Yeah, I think I probably was the box office. But saying that, I actually had tremendous fun. I mean, I recognise the fact that the fungus, the dad is being turned into the fungus, and the helpful fungus, dropping bombs everywhere was incredibly weird, and it definitely wasn't anything like the games which my mates have been playing.
Like it.
And and none of them had raccoon ears and tails for flying about with. But in saying that, yeah, it actually did. It did entertain. Yeah, it's not a masterpiece, but it's already on the list. It's actually already made it onto the list. So I'm actually going to say yes as well, because
I like the bombs, the little clockwork, and they use clockwork teeth.
Little bombs.
But they're little bombs, and they're just like those little clockwork teeth. But they remove the teeth and put a bomb on it instead.
Yeah, and the jump boots.
The jump boots, jump boots.
But then again, I actually also like the Gumbas in the lift.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, the dancing.
Getting them swaying. So
dancing because they're so stupid.
Yes. So that is Super Mario Brothers on the list. On the list first. So, Ali.
Yes.
Your turn, mate. What's your film?
Well, I am going to talk about the best games character.
Wait.
What?
It's in this. Oh no, it's right. Just any nomination. Yeah. Sorry. Go. I thought he was going to place it as 5th place on his, and I thought, no, I'm talking rubbish.
I'm going to go in with the best games character ever made. It is
Go on, then.
Sonic the Hedgehog. So the Sonic movie, which came out, and it is a good movie. Not only is it the best game character ever made, it is an awesome film. It is a good film. It's very entertaining. It's if we're talking about the story, I guess it's a Sonic the Hedgehog who ends up in our world, and he's got to keep hidden. He stays hidden, doesn't he? He kind of stays with a family. Well, he's not allowed to make friends. He's got to stay a secret. So he's a lonely hedgehog, and he's got, and something happens. He creates like an electrical surge, and he gets put into like a family. But then Dr. Robotnik, who is Jim Carrey, or Dr. Eggman. In America, they call him Mr. Eggman. Well, in the games they do anyway. In the games they do. He finds out that this mysterious hedgehog has powers which he would like to use to overtake the Earth in a bizarre, crazy, weird way. And it is a crazy film, but I think we have spoken about it briefly, but there are so many bad video game movies. There are some awful ones, but I think this deserves to go in the top 5 because it's very family orientated. It's great for the whole family. It is a fun watch. It's very entertaining, and feels a fan base as well. If you remember when Sonic came out, he looked like a little rat, Sonic. He looked awful. Sonic the Hedgehog.
He still doesn't look like a hedgehog.
He does. He looks a lot better. He looks more truthful. Like when it first came out, like the fans weren't happy with the way Sonic looked. So they went.
You mean when the trailer came out?
Yeah,
the original trailer.
Yeah, the original trailer. It was like, oh, what is that? It's like it doesn't look right. He doesn't look right. So they went back.
I think they did that on purpose. I'm just saying. I'll tell you later.
Why?
Because I think because it was everywhere, the hype went crazy about it. Even though it was bad, when they fixed it afterwards and they went back and looked at it,
I
think they did that on purpose. You don't fix that in like 3 weeks.
No, it's like 3 months. I suppose all they had to do was put a skin on it, and then it would. You know how it works when you edit. Well,
anyway,
anyway, I'm gonna put Sonic there, Hedgehog. The movie, there's a second one coming out, and the second one looks amazing, coming out this year for all the Sonic fans, and it's got tails in it. Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Ali, for that. Okay. Chris, what do you think of Sonic the Hedgehog? Is he a whiz?
This is a strange beast of a movie, much like Sonic himself. So yeah, as Ali had mentioned, when the trailers came out, there was this massive uproar from Mike and his keyboard army. And they all wrote to Sega. Actually, I don't like the way that Sonic looks. So they redid it. And watching the trailer, I was like, oh, this looks awful. I'm going to avoid this. Never see it. And then my son, 6 at the time, he wanted to go see it, so we went to the cinema, and I actually really enjoyed it. Yes. I thought it was really well done. It was a really good film. You believed that character was there and not just kind of, it's just a CG creation. It was a really good story. Jim Carrey is excellent as Dr. Robotnik. It struck the perfect tone, I think. And it clearly made a lot of money because, again, like Ali said, the sequel's coming out. It's a great film, and absolutely it's on my list. So yes from me.
Amazing.
Excellent. That's glad to hear. Matt. Okay, mate. What do you think of Sonic the Hedgehog?
It's on my list. It's on my list. Yeah, it's on my list. Yeah, it's there. The bar is low and it's there. Sonic's on the list. Sonic's there. I like Sonic. I thought it was a good movie. It was fun. It was exciting. Again, my kids loved it. As I said, the bar is really, really low, and this just kind of, like a really bad Zimbabwean, high jumper, just gets over the top there. In the first day of trials for the Olympics, just reaches over the top. It's an all right movie, and it made a lot of money. It did really well, didn't it?
Really successful.
All credit to them. All credit to them. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'll be using that kind of phrase quite a lot. It's not bad. I enjoyed it. I'll go and see the sequel. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. And all credit to them, because it did look terrible when the trailer came out.
Yeah,
it really did. It looked like some sort of weird sea slug. It was awful.
Slug.
It was awful. But they pulled it off. They pulled it off. And Mike's probably right. They probably had that in the background all the time, didn't they? They wanted to build the hype.
Oh,
They did on purpose.
Conspiracy.
100% they did
I
on
don't know if
purpose.
I believe
100% they did that on purpose. 100%.
I don't know if I believe that.
100%.
So Matt,
That's a
that's a
yes.
yes.
That's a yes.
Excellent.
Hey!
Well, it's on the list.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
To be honest,
me next.
It was in
Me
my
next.
top 5 also. It was in my top 5.
Okay.
It was.
And the characters are truthful to the game. They look like
Well,
characters.
it was
Go on
good.
then, Mikey. Do you want to say anything about it?
No. No. It was good. It was fun. James Marsden was pretty funny in it. I don't know about Robotnik, to be honest. Part of me liked him, part of me didn't. It's like with anything Jim Carrey. Sometimes he's over the top. He's allowed to be over the top in this. But no, it was good. And you're right. And Sonic actually wasn't as annoying as I thought he was going to be. He wasn't really that funny, but he was cool. Like I imagine if I was 12, I would have been, oh man, this guy's, this character's really, really cool. But it was fun, and it was generally funny, and it was like a nice family film. No, it was really well done. It was really
Right. Okay. Well, that's 4 out of 5, and I would say that my experience of it reflects everybody else's. To be fair, I took my kids to see this. This was the last film I went to with my family before the lockdown kicked in that February, March time. And it was packed. But there was everyone watched the screen. Everybody laughed at the appropriate bits. It was it's a good family film, and that's why you've got Jim Carrey doing his old shtick that he hasn't actually done for quite some time. It's kind of like his it's his nice Ace Ventura. He's still completely up himself, but he's got a few more degrees and doesn't like people. So yeah, I have to say that I would have this is on my list as well. So that's 5 for 5.
Yay!
Hey! There we go. I'm so glad you two went first.
We got some on the list.
Okay, going around again. Chris, your turn. You've got more to choose from than I will have. So
True.
What's your choice for our deliberation?
Okay. I've been deliberating my first choice, and I wonder whether to go old school trash like Mike did, or something more modern like Ali did. And I think I'm going to go with Rampage with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I went to see this at the cinema, and I remember playing the arcade game in America when I first went to the States, and I loved the game. I remember it on the NES. I didn't play it on the NES though. I hear it's a very good game and also a very good port for other consoles. So thinking about the previous video game films adaptations that had come before it, I didn't have high hopes or high expectations, but I was really pleasantly surprised. I thought it was a very good, solid film. It was very high budget. The Rock was excellent as usual. And I really bought into the story, and it wasn't taking itself too seriously. It was fun. The special effects were really good. The destruction was really appropriate. And yeah, I thought, because I think Godzilla came out about the same time, I thought it was a much better monster film than Godzilla. So Rampage is my nomination.
more fun than Godzilla as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mikey, do you want to go? Do you want to give us your vote? Yeah or nay?
I had that. Do you know where it was? I had that. It's like just outside my top 5 because I put Mario in. I
You can still make it if it's 6 or
Yeah.
7 on your list, Mike.
I would put it in the list. Yeah, I would put it in the list. Yeah, as Chris is right. Like it was much more. It didn't take itself as seriously as the gods. What's the Godzilla with? What's his name from Breaking Bad? I forgot his name.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, that was
And
just too
Aaron Taylor
serious,
Johnson.
man. You know,
Yeah.
this is much more fun. The Rock was good in it. I don't usually like The Rock that much and stuff, but
Whoa.
no, I don't dislike him. It's just always
I
The
love
Rock
The
and
Rock.
everything. It's The Rock and
Leave
I
the
love
everything.
The
room.
Rock.
Leave
No,
the
but
room.
like, you know, but it was fun. Yeah, like you say, like the CGI actually looked pretty good for once. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I'll put it in there.
Excellent. Okay, well that's 2. Seeing as we're with you, Mikey and Ali. Ali, what do you think?
It was in
Yay
my
or
top 5.
nay?
It was
Top
in my
5.
top 5. It was in my top 5. I think, well, I'm a massive Rock fan anyway. I got into WWF just as Rock was in it.
Mm.
And then when he kind of, during that period, that's when I kind of dripped off when he left. But because I was a massive WWF fan. SmackDown, oh, SmackDown was wicked.
Attitude Era.
Yeah. But it was in my top 5. And I'm like you, it doesn't take itself serious. It was really fun. It was fun to watch. It was entertaining. And thinking about what we have got to choose from, I think it is one of the better game films.
It's one of the
It's a
higher
better
rated
one.
ones also as well.
Yeah.
By
Good
miles.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, I would like to see him in top 5.
Okay,
Yes.
that's 3. That means it
Yeah.
makes it.
Ooh!
So Matt, it's made it. What do you think? What do you think?
This is on my list of 6. This is another one. We're knocking them out of the park here. We're like, we're
This is
temping
good.
bowling.
This is
They're all
good.
falling down here. This is brilliant.
Well, you haven't got to me yet.
I think it's good. Who doesn't like giant crocodiles eating people on the streets of Chicago or New York or wherever it was? And giant gorillas, albino gorillas, you know, like the love story between the Rock and the gorilla is the best thing about it. You know, this love story, you know, I was really, it's heart, man. It was hot. I was feeling it for that. I was feeling that love story between the 2 of them. And yeah, it was good fun, man. It was good fun. And you know, the evil brother and sister who run the corporation who are developing the serum in space and stuff were quite good. The brother was like this, you know, all money and all no brains, and you know, it's all very stereotypical and nonsense, but you know, it's a computer game adaptation, isn't it? So I thought it was good. I thought it was really, really good. Again, special effects were good. It was thrilling when it needs to be. Had those heartfelt feels when it needs to be. Everything that a proper cheesy blockbuster needed to be. So yeah, happy for that to go in.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to round it out and another 5 for 5. It is just very entertaining, and because it doesn't take itself seriously, you don't mind everything being destroyed. You don't have to buy into the fact that it's real. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the government agent of the government agency that doesn't exist, sort of thing. He was quite good. The fact is, a case of, well, I'm going to kind of talk to you, but then I'm going to kind of let you go because I think I stand a better chance of sorting it out if you're out there, sort of thing. I think was it Naomi Harris? I think it was Naomi Harris who was the ex-scientist.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'll have a look.
So, but she did all right as well. I mean, there weren't an awful lot of character. There wasn't an awful lot of character in it. I mean, everybody was a stereotype, apart from the monkey, the gorilla. Yeah. For me. So yeah, from my point of view, yeah, let's put that one on the list as well. So that is 3.
But if you think about the game also, the game wasn't really based on anything.
There was nothing in the game, was there? There was
all you had to
nothing
do was smash buildings. So
well, it was an
could've done
8-bit
anything,
masterpiece, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there wasn't really that much to do to it. So,
Yeah, so the film could have been anything,
any story you like. How do you
Exactly,
make
yeah.
the animals into monsters?
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Matt, go on. I'm gonna go last and give everyone a chance to have a good choice. What do we think, Matt? What's yours?
I'm getting down to the gutter scrapings here. No, not really.
We've only had 3.
Do you know, well, yeah, exactly. So listen, right. I'm gonna dive in there and go for what I think is the best, if there is such a thing as the best video game movie adaptation. I think this is it. And if you haven't seen it, shame on you, because it's a very good movie.
It better be what I'm thinking now.
Is it? Is it though? Is it what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Can you read my mind?
Yes.
Gotta be.
So it's 2016.
Oh.
It's
Not mine.
No.
Warcraft. The beginning. Warcraft. The beginning. Duncan Jones directing Warcraft. I take it and I leave it there on the table. Warcraft. Best movie of a video game ever made. Absolutely.
It's not even a good video game.
Having never
Probably a better film than video game.
Having never played the video game.
Come at me.
I have absolutely no idea about the video game, but the movie is a really good fantasy adaptation of good versus evil, and the two existing on an even plane. So we don't quite know who is bad, who is good. You can't really go into the explanation for the behind the story is very complicated, because I don't know a lot about the video game itself, but apparently he was trying to be really, really true to the what had gone before with all the World of Warcraft games. And it really, really bombed. It bombed massively. Like, he did a huge, massive turd in the box office. But that being said, it did make back its money, which was a good thing. But they never made any more movies. And this was originally called Warcraft: The Beginning. Hence, let's make some more movies and go on to sort of big franchise territory. And it never did it. And the special effects are absolutely wicked in it. They're really, really good. The motion capture, the performances are really, really good in it. And it's just it's a really, really good movie. And if anyone hasn't seen it, it's totally underrated. Go and check it out. It's one of those movies that really did slip under the radar, as I think probably another one, if someone mentions it later on, that came out around the same time as well. No one hugely famous in it. The guy from the Vikings TV show, the Australian guy, Travis Fimmel, he's in it. Ben Foster, who's also a very, very good actor, he's in it as well, playing one of the mages. As I said, I won't go into the story because it is hellishly complicated. But all you need to know is it's good versus evil, and there is a very grey area in between. Humans versus orcs, different dimensions, portals, lots of fantasy, high fantasy stuff going on. And it's a real shame they didn't make another movie, to be quite honest, and they never will, I don't think, either, which is a real shame because it could have made a decent franchise. But yeah, that's my tip. And I really do think it's the number one. If you're looking at a decent movie with a decent story and a decent plot, this is the one to go for.
Okay, right. I'm going to go next on this one, and I'm going to say yes, because for a lot of the same reasons. It's a very well made film. A lot of money's been put into it. The special effects have been thought over. It's actually very, very true to the whole. I know it's MMO RPG.
Do you know about the game, John? Do you know about the history of the game and stuff like that? But
I do LARPing, where I go into a field and pretty much do it in real life and play the game in real life. So yeah, it's that sort of thing. And a lot of my friends are exactly the same with it, and they were buying into it and buying the expansions and going around. I think its problem is that it's so grey, especially when it comes to the ending. The ending kind of doesn't quite come to a conclusion. It's all a bit amoral and not quite sure where it wants to go. Having said that, I enjoyed it. It's a bit long, but then again, so is Gladiator. So,
Gladiator is amazing.
But it's a bit.
A wicked film.
So
Get the hell out of my top 5 all-time movies.
But I think actually in this list of films that I found, I think it deserves to be in the 7 at least. It definitely needs to be in contention.
On the top, John.
Okay, so Mikey, Warcraft.
Oh, nah. No. Well, do you know what? 'Cause I'll be honest. I only watched like half of it. Actually, because my housemate's a big Warcraft fan. But you said like it was great. Yeah, I just found it kind of dull when I watched. Hence why I only watched half of it. So I'm gonna say no. Do you know? It's like, is it like the highest rated movie game film? I think it is.
I don't think it was.
Isn't it?
No, surely not.
I'm sure there's more.
Isn't it?
I'm sure
there's one
I'm
which
sure there's
did better than a Marvel movie. I don't know if it was Sonic. It was the first one to
Sonic
break.
made a load of money. Sonic made.
I think Sonic broke a Marvel like long stint.
No, not money. I mean reviews.
Oh, reviews.
Oh, it's a really good
Google for
really good
someone who's got a laptop.
I thought it was the highest rated, but I might be wrong. But no, I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't put it in my top 5. Nah.
Okay. Ali.
I think I've never played the game, so I don't know what the game's like. It's not my kind of game, but I really enjoyed the film. It kind of reminded. I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan, and it kind of reminded me a bit of like Lord of the Rings, like the orcs, the characters. It looked beautiful. It's high production, the animation, the character designs. I wouldn't say it's an amazing film, but I did enjoy it. I remember enjoying it. And I would put it in my top 5. I'm trying to think of more things to say about it.
Oh, okay.
I can't. That's why I'm talking really slow.
So, Ali, is it going to make the initial list? Is it going to make the initial 7?
I'll put it in. Yes. Yeah.
Let's face it, none of these films are amazing films.
I was trying to think of
none of these films are amazing.
Do you know what the whole time was like? I was thinking is that
wow,
Russell Crowe in Gladiator is meant to be Spanish.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Anyway, Chris, you did some research.
He looks more Spanish than you.
Yes. Whoever said Warcraft is the most profitable video game adaptation film is correct. 439 million.
Ali,
wow.
Well done.
I can't say what's second because someone might nominate it and I don't want them to.
Oh, damn.
Okay. Anyway, Chris.
Sorry.
How do you feel on Warcraft?
Unfortunately,
did Ali put it in? By the way, did Ali say
put it in?
He did.
I have not seen it, so I have to abstain.
For shame.
Sorry.
And you did well, Chris.
For shame.
What a cop out.
Oh, Chris. That was the only. That was not needed for it to make it onto our shortlist. We have three.
Did it not make it?
Votes. We have 3 votes. It's on the list.
It is on the list.
Made it.
It is on the list.
Okay.
We've got our first 4 nominations are all on the list.
I'm glad my lack of viewing did not affect the vote.
It's good. Don't worry, dude. We made it on.
I've seen someone play the video game. Does that kind of count as...
That's probably
the game's so boring, though. Boring game, isn't it?
Right. Okay. So, my turn. Now, how deep dive do I want to go?
That's what
you want.
How about horror?
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Go on, Ali. Ali, what do you think?
Silent Hill.
Anybody else?
No.
Horror.
No.
Oh, you're gonna say Resident Evil? Surely the first one's pretty good.
Anybody? Any other?
Yeah, I would have said
any
Resident
other
Evil.
bids?
Yeah,
Detective Pikachu. That's a horror.
Forgot about that.
No, I'm actually going to go for the one that
I'm
came out
seen that. Oh,
in was it last year? The Werewolves Within.
Oh, right. Okay.
Ah.
Now, this is basically a haunted house murder mystery with a werewolf, and it's played for comedy. So the whole thing is funny. But it as a horror comedy, it's got some nice a bit of gruesomeness in it. It's got the scientist who's not who's a bit shady. It's got the redneck Trump supporter. It's got the people who want to sell the town so they can have a gas line. There's the billionaire who wants the gas line, who's also walking around with his guns just in case. There's a grizzly bear for him to catch. And it all centers around a new park ranger who's basically trying to make himself more of a man. He's driving into town, having left his girlfriend behind, and he's trying really hard to become more manly. So he's listening to tapes where it's telling him to roar and telling him to the mantra of you've got balls, and you can say it over and over. Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But the interplay between between him and the post girl is really lovely. It's really nicely done in a snowy environment. The hotel is nice and quaint and old lodgy, and then you have so many parallels with what's going on politically, and with people not wanting to take care of themselves, or not necessarily doing what's best for themselves in the real world. I actually, this was actually a bit of a revelation. This was a bit of a revelation for me, because I thought, yeah. It's just a bit of a throwaway film and everything. I actually quite enjoyed it, and this isn't necessarily the sort of thing that I enjoy. And it's not like I couldn't see things that were coming, but you know what? It did it in a lovely way, and I quite enjoyed it. So that's my pitch for number 5. So let's go with Mikey. What do you think?
I've never seen it. I've never seen it. That's literally one I was going to watch yesterday. I thought, no, I've got my list. I know it's meant to be really good. But,
I don't watch anymore.
No, man, that barrel, man. No, I've heard it's meant to be really good, but I'm not going to say, because I haven't seen it, so I'll stay in my vote for that.
Okay, and that's okay. So Ali, what do you think?
It's the first time I've ever heard of it. I haven't even heard of it.
Well,
oh dear.
Well, apparently the video game is kind of a bit like Among Us.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, but it's
was it PlayStation
PSVR?
2?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Was it PlayStation 2?
Yeah, for the VR headset.
PSVR, PS4.
Is that
Really? Oh,
And it was
so
well
what year is
received.
that then?
Yeah, when was
Yeah.
that? When did that come out?
What, the
That can't be-
film?
No, the game. The game.
Yeah, the game.
Like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's not that old.
Oh, so it's
Oh.
pretty kind of new.
Oh
I've never
right.
heard of it.
I was
So-
imagining it was like late 90s or something.
No, no.
Oh.
So Ali, is that
Unfortunately.
unfortunately enough?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I haven't seen it. Sorry, my friend.
Chris.
I feel bad.
I have seen it.
Ah,
I watched
I
it.
don't like it.
Oh, you said that.
I
Stop
watched it
trying to
last week, and I
persuade him.
had no idea before we started having this conversation in our WhatsApp group about these films and the potential on our nominations. I had no idea that it was based on a video game, and I liked it. It reminded me of the film Clue.
Yeah.
With Tim Curry. And yeah, I agree. It looked good. It was funny. It also kind of had a what we do in the shadows kind of vibe. Maybe because one of the main characters is in this TV series. But yeah, I enjoyed it, so I would say yes.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Ooh,
I thought it was going to be a bit of a push on this one. So
yeah, might be just a bit too new.
Yeah, that's you've answered my you've basically spoken for it. I haven't seen it. Although you mentioned it the other day, I just didn't get around to watching it. It was on my list to watch. It sounds really good. And perhaps that had been in your same boat as you, but no, I haven't seen it.
It was like really well received, wasn't it? Like it's got good reviews.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think it was the first film that Ubisoft's new movie production company arm of their company had made, and yeah, I'm not sure. I remember it being on one of those, the not the E3 because we haven't had E3 for a few years. One of those Summer Games Fest. And Ubisoft did a big kind of like trailer promotion for it in between loads of other like video games. But yeah, no, it looks quite good. Yeah, it looks quite good. I've seen the trailer, but I can't say yes for the movie because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean it's very definitely a PG-13 to 15. It's not hugely gruesome. It's not hugely gruesome in that way. But yeah, I actually enjoyed it, and this isn't usually my sort of fare. So unfortunately, guys, that's the first one to not make it to the list. Ooh. So I'm guessing there must be at least one more out there among you guys. And Mikey, you get to go first.
I got two, man. I got three. Can I discuss the three I'm thinking of?
Well, no, pick one, because we may end up coming back to it.
I'm trying to decide.
Don't be greedy.
Yeah, not greedy.
Oh. All right, I'm just going to say the obvious.
Double Dragon!
Pikachu.
Okay.
I think that is the best. I think that is the best video game film that's been made because I think it is. It's not the one I've enjoyed the most, maybe, but I think it's the best converted one. The story is like fine. So it's about I think it's an ex-Pokemon trainer whose dad, he believes, has been killed. And I think he runs into an accident. Anyway, he runs into Detective Pikachu, who claims that he thinks his dad is actually alive. And so he takes him to this part of town where basically humans and Pokemons live together. And it's like illegal to do Pokemon battles and stuff. But it's like basically what is the world that they create. It's like when you were playing Pokemon the game, you'd imagine that if they ever made like an open world Pokemon, this is what they do. If they made a film, this is what it looked like, right? And so it's Pikachu is voiced by what's his name, Ryan Reynolds, yeah. Which kind of bugged me because if you go on YouTube, someone did like years ago, they did a mock-up of the trailer with Danny DeVito's voice because people really wanted Danny DeVito to do the voice, and it sounds so much better than Ryan Reynolds. Like it just suits it perfectly because the game actually he's really mouthy and moody Pikachu. He's not like the cutesy kind of Pokemon that you see in the cartoons or whatever. He's actually really kind of sarcastic and stuff, and so it really suited Danny DeVito. So that would have been better. But Ryan Reynolds is fine. He's Ryan Reynolds. I just don't think it quite suits Pikachu. But in terms of the way they bring him to life, when they show the battles, when they show like the different Pokemon like Snorlax or the Mime Pokemon, there's like general some really really good humor in there. Really funny actually. Mewtwo, when you see Mewtwo, it's like super epic. And so when you do see a battle, it is literally what you think you imagined in your mind it would have done. So they did it perfectly. The way they interact with the humans is perfect. Even it's not even weird to hear Pikachu speak. Actually, it comes off well. It's good. The animations on the characters are awesome. They're super rich. The music is good. The CGI is amazing. The main characters, I think his name's Tim. He's like likable enough in it. It's a really good film. They're really, really good. I don't know if my son's seen it actually, Alejandro, but I really, really enjoyed it. More than I thought I was going to like, because I'm not that much of a fan of the games. I like them okay. But this, I really, really enjoyed it. I watched it side by side almost with Sonic, and I did side with this slightly more. So yeah, I have to say Pokemon. So I do think it's the best conversion of a video game world put into film. That for that reason alone, it's I think it should be on the list.
Thank you very much, man.
Yes.
Ali, come on, Ali. What do you think?
I really liked it. I think it's
Better than
good.
Sonic.
I'm not going to say that. Not yet, anyway. Thinking of like, if you think about like the target audience for the game, it's kind of youngish, I would say. I mean, it's Nintendo. It's a youngish audience. And what they did with the film, I really enjoyed it. And when I thought of the battles, like what Mike was saying, like with Mewtwo, kind of reminded a little bit of like Dragon Ball Z, maybe a little bit. The way they power up and the way they battle. It could have gone either way. It could have been really kiddie-ish and been really crappy. But I think the way they did the story, it was funny as well. And they catered to a wider audience than the game is, Yeah. And I think that was really clever. The direction it went in. It was an enjoyable film. It is one of the better game films. So I would say, and it was on my top 5, so I would say 100% yes.
Excellent. Right. That's 2. Matt, how do you feel about Detective Pikachu?
I rate this. This is my 2 thumbs fresh. I think it's a good movie. It's a good
2
movie.
thumbs.
2 thumbs. Oh, naughty.
This is my number 2. This is my number 2. Behind Warcraft. I thought this was really, really good. I loved it. I took both my kids to see it, and this is how much I loved the movie. Right, it was sold out at the cinema. It was sold out when we went to see it, and the only seats we could get were the front row in the cinema.
Right.
So
yeah.
we like that. and for me, I hate it. I hate that kind of like situation when I'm trying to watch a film, and I still love the film. Even despite that, I thought it was fantastic. Both my kids loved it. I thought it was funny. I thought Ryan Reynolds was funny. I thought the animations for their different Pokemon were funny. The characters that they put. I loved Psyduck.
Psyduck is so good.
He's
He's so
depressive.
funny in
Depressive.
it.
He's like manic depressive Psyduck. He's like, Psyduck. Just hilarious every time he came on.
So good.
There's some really good sequences in it when the ground was like moving almost upside down, and it was all erupting. Really, really good. Good acting, and I hope they do a sequel. To be quite honest, I thought it was very, very good. And Mike would hate this, but they almost cast, just reading here on Wikipedia, they almost cast what's his name as the voice instead of Ryan Reynolds. It was
De Niro.
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh no!
Mike would not have liked that.
That would have gone from my number 1 to all the way the end of nowhere on any list. That trash bag of an actor.
It's probably good.
Hey! To be fair, he may have a film on my list.
Sorry?
Oh God!
He may have a film on my list.
I hope he doesn't.
Not that one. So yeah, that's a yes for me. That's a yes for me.
Okay, Chris.
I don't get Pokemon at all. I never have, and I don't think I ever will. So I actively avoided this film. And I have never seen it.
You don't have to get Pokemon for it, though. You don't have to. I hate the game. I detest the game. Detest it.
I can't believe you said that.
Sorry.
I'm shocked. Have you seen it?
Well,
you haven't seen the movie, no.
No.
Right.
What? Not once.
No.
Here we go then. My take on it. Yeah, my take on it. I really like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good old-fashioned tech noir with Ryan with a good old-fashioned tech noir.
Chris,
it's almost as good as Killing Me Softly, where it turns out to be uranium in the box.
Don't give that away. That's one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, well, if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen right, when we do that podcast.
Anyway. As well. The host ruined it.
Ruined the show.
Has John just basically said what's in the box
What's
in
in the
Seven.
box?
One of the greatest 1950s neo-noir films of all time. Never mind.
Double Indemnity.
No one will ever see it anyway, John. Don't worry.
Exactly, and that's why it's really nice that they actually they're kind of not recycling, but they're kind of paying homage to this sort of thing. Weirdly, in this sort of film, I mean, even it's got kind of that Blade Runner vibe where it's got the neon on the buildings, and it's a little more not so far in the future. I like the fact that the hero car is a G Whiz, one of those tiny electric cars that go around London that look really, really plasticky. A lot of thought has gone into that world, and weirdly, the fact that Pikachu talks isn't that big a deal. I like the fact that he's fast talking. I like the fact that he's forever thinking way too fast. I love the bit with the coffee. I love the bit where he can't remember how to fight. I actually like it. I mean, yeah, ostensibly it is a kid's film. They've tried to elevate it that little bit to actually make it worthwhile to watch, and it's the end. The bad guy is a bit guessable, but apart from that, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So that, guys, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 films on our list. Super Mario Brothers, Sonic the Hedgehog.
I've still got one more.
I've got one more.
Rampage, Warcraft, and Detective Pikachu. And Ali, come back round to you, mate. What you got for us?
I'm going to go with a film, which is, this time, it is so bad it is good. It's Street Fighter with Van Damme, the man.
Yes!
It's got to be.
Come on.
Because I think it has reached that kind of cult thing where...
Oh, Street Fighter.
Yeah. I mean, Mario didn't do it for me. Well, as in, like... it was so bad, it stayed bad. This is so bad, it's good. I'm a massive fan of a game anyway. It's like, it is in my top 5 games of all time. It's just a game I grew up with. I was at the right age when it came out. It was, catered for me. I remember playing in the arcade, an amazing game. But the thing about the film is, it is, apart from the characters maybe looking like them, their backstories are nothing like the characters. I mean, nothing. For computer game, every character has like a backstory. Yeah. When you complete the game, you get the ending.
Yeah.
You know,
there's a reason why they're in the tournament.
Yeah, that's why they're in the tournament. Yeah. But I mean, E Honda is like he's like a camera. Is he like a crew member or something? I mean,
he's Hawaiian. He's Hawaiian.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't he be a sumo wrestler anyway? I mean, it doesn't make sense. You got Ken and Ryu. They're like con artists. Yeah. Why they wouldn't be like? I don't understand why the characters weren't the characters. They were just like made up characters with a made up backs. Dowsett. What is he?
He's like a scientist.
He's a scientist. When he could have been, he should have been like a yoga teacher or something. I don't know. But it is, and for acting, it is truly awful. I mean, Van Damme is pretty. I've heard stories why he wasn't with it. I don't know if they're true or not, so I'm not even going to say.
Say, go on, Ali.
Well, he apparently was like high on coke, but I don't know if I don't know if that's true. That's what the director
all of it.
Yeah. But I think watching back at it now, obviously we were talking about the topic, so I went back to watch some of the films, and I found it so funny. Yeah. I remember Matt saying it in the group, like it's hilarious, and it is hilarious. It's so bad that it is funny, and it is. It's if you think about, if people were to say, "I'll think about like a game adaptation of a movie," I'm sure Street Fighter would come up. Yeah. You know, it is. It's pretty famous. It is a famous.
It's not as good as the manga that came out.
No, and if we do like honorable mentions, the anime version, I don't think it had a theatrical release, so that's why we couldn't include it. But that is incredible. That is like
That would make my number one.
That would make my number one as well. And it is a shame because if you guys haven't seen it, have you seen it? I don't know. But
I haven't.
The anime is amazing. It's really good.
Wait, is it available to stream anywhere?
Must be.
It must
Okay.
be.
It's not, I mean, it's old. I think it came out like in 94, 95, something like that.
Oh wow.
Pretty much, yeah. It was just like, so Street Fighter 2 came out in 91, I think.
Yeah.
So it was like a couple of years after like the first Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter, the actual game. The first one is nothing like Street Fighter 2. It's like it's a really crappy looking game, but Street Fighter 2, which started off the whole beat 'em up genre for one-on-one combat. And
yeah.
But I would say I'll put Street Fighter forward.
Okay. One for Street Fighter. Chris.
I love Street Fighter. It's such a bad film. The casting.
Why does he always do that?
The casting is insane. Like Kylie Minogue, why is she in this film?
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme notoriously said in interviews ever since he doesn't remember a day of filming because he was so high. And yeah, it just the story is so weird, and it has really very little to do with the video game, and yeah, it's just such a mess and such great fun. It's great fun to watch. Yeah, I love it for so yes, it's a yes from me.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Matt.
I really struggle with this one. I really struggle with it. Wow, what a bad film. I'd never seen it before. And I was big into it too. I had my Super Nintendo when I was a teenager, and I had Street Fighter 2 and I loved it. I just, for whatever reason, I never watched this film, and this was the perfect opportunity this last couple of weeks, last 3 or 4 weeks, to go back and watch this movie. Oh my god, man, it was bad. And I wish I had that nostalgia where I could go back and I could like mix it with my childhood at the same time and create that kind of like sandwich of good, bad, and I'll give it this. It was enjoyable. I didn't have a terrible time watching it. I really didn't. I thought it was all right. It was all right. The script with the story was absolutely shockingly bad. But I tell you what, who made it for me? Raul Julia, the guy, the guy from Addams Family and many films, Oscar-nominated films before that, prior to that. Was extreme. Again, he did a Bob Hoskins where he was totally committed to the role and to the character, despite how utterly garbage he must have thought it was. And he did it because his kids said, we know that as a lot of other video game adaptations with famous actors and their children, you're usually the ones that say to them, "You've got to act in this. It's great. It's good fun. This is we play it. You've got to go and perform in it." And it's terrible. God, and I know Simon Callow is in it, the great, the British actor Simon Callow in it.
Yeah.
He was playing some American like CIA operative or something. It's just terrible. And oh man, and who's the guy who's playing Zangief? He's so good.
It's the actor who played Max Shrek's son in Batman Returns.
Oh, because he's also Butterfingers in Hudson Hawk.
Okay, yeah.
And
Seriously,
and let's not even go anywhere near Blanca. What they do to Blanca.
I was going to mention that.
that lets the movie down. That lets the movie down. I don't know, and I'm with you with Dalsim. I don't know what they were doing with him. Because he didn't even fight, did he? He didn't even fight. He was just some scientist.
Didn't he just use his stretchy arms to get some beakers of chemicals or something?
Yeah.
And you've got Wes Study.
Yeah.
Wes Study is what's his name? Who's the guy? What's his name? What's the character he plays? The game character. Sagat.
Oh, Sagat.
Yeah.
Sagat. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he had an all right little role and stuff, but I don't know. There was no kind of like moves in it. There's no proper.
That was a thing about the game. There isn't a single fireball in the game.
I don't know.
Well, he does that.
He does that.
But
You
it's
see
just
a flash
of light.
It's just a flash of light. Yeah.
And
yeah.
there's apparently one tiny dragon punch in the game, but it's not even a dragon punch. It's like a little uppercut kind of. But
at least in Mortal Kombat, you know, like 95, 1990s, mid-90s, Mortal Kombat, at least they went with the actual, like, there's a video game. Let's take the video game, let's take the fatalities, let's take all the moves and put them on, try to put them on screen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just going back to what
where
you
are
were
we
saying
at? This is number 6, right? This is number 6. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Stick it on. Go on. Stick it on. Stick it on. Stick it on. Stick it on.
Just go back to what you were
I've only
saying
got
about
one more
Raul
anyway.
Julia, Matt.
Yeah.
He was actually terminally ill whilst he was filming the scene, and this was his last. This was his last film.
He released 2 films around this time. This one and a really good one about a South American revolutionary. And
he passed away, didn't he? Quite.
Yeah.
He didn't. I don't even think he saw this come out of the cinema. Good. Well,
yeah, you're right.
The fact that he didn't, you know.
Yeah.
Good lord.
I'm going to be quick.
I will say yes. Sorry, yeah. I'm going to say because I am dangerously low on my list anyway. So why not?
Yeah.
Okay, Matt. I'm going to be quick, and I'm going to say I've never seen this. I've only seen Kylie Minogue with a rocket launcher in the trailer.
That's all you need to see. That basically gives you everything you need.
You should watch it tonight.
So
yeah,
that's a no from me. But it's already got 3. Mikey, is there a 4th?
Oh no, yeah, I would put it in just because it is like it is so.
Have we given up already?
But I do laugh when I watch it. There's so much wrong with it. Like you said, like the story doesn't make sense. They don't have backstories. The characters are like nothing like them. Chun-Li's got like she's cast.
She's a reporter, ain't she?
She's a reporter though. That's what I mean, man. You know.
Balrog and E Honda, her cameraman and her sound up, aren't they?
Yeah. Is Vega in it? I can't remember if Vega's in it.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything. Vega's just this dude.
He's a pretty because he's just a pretty
Spanish dude. Yeah,
that's right. Pretty Spanish guy.
A pretty Spanish.
In a mask.
I would put it in though because it is. I'm sure they even put on in the Prince Charles cinema still, man, because people still love watching it.
Yeah.
But
terrible. It is good.
The reason the story was so weak as well is the game's made by Capcom, and Capcom obviously is based on a game. Capcom keep going up to the producer, director, and keep adding characters. So all these characters were coming into the movie more than they should be, and they didn't really have any story. So that's why the story is another reason why the story is so weak as well. So we're just throwing in all these Capcom characters, which never had a part in the story. They were just thrown in. So that's why it doesn't make any sense.
I don't think that's the only reason it doesn't make any sense.
Now,
to be fair, it's written by an Oscar winner.
Who wrote it?
Stephen E. D'Souza. He's also one of the writers credited on, I think, Die Hard and Die Hard 2.
Well,
so yeah, he's not exactly known for his brilliant scripts.
Worst Christmas film.
So anyway. Right, okay, well, it accidentally made the list.
It slipped on its arse and made itself in.
Yeah. So okay, so that's number 6. Chris, do you have a number 7? Which barrel are you scraping?
I still have 3 on my list, believe it or not. But I think for balance's sake, I'm going to have to go with 1995's Mortal Kombat.
I thought everyone was going to pick the new one. It's going to go with the old one, my friend. Yes, Mr. Chris.
You and me, Matt.
Again,
you and me.
Just like Street Fighter 2, I played Mortal Kombat on the SNES, on my Game Gear, on my Game Boy. I loved
Mega Drive
game. I didn't have Mega Drive at the time.
Best console ever.
I love this game. and I liked the film. I went to see it at the cinema as well.
I love the game, but I liked the film.
I thought it was very faithful idea to the film. It was kind of like Enter the Dragon for kind of us as teenagers, and I thought it had a lot of charm and it was a good idea, and I really liked Christophe Lambert, thank you, as Raiden. He was weirdly cool in it.
Oh, Raiden.
Wasn't he Raiden? He was Raiden.
He was Raiden.
Yeah.
He's one of the whitewashed characters.
I watched it a couple of days ago. Yeah, but it's definitely him.
Mortal Kombat is my pick for our last entry.
Yeah.
Matt.
No. Oh God.
Is that just a no?
Look, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is it any better than Street Fighter? Is it any better than Street Fighter? I don't know. I put Street Fighter in. Should I put Mortal Kombat? It's terrible. It's terrible. Terrible movie. Terrible movie. What's so bad about it? Pretty much everything. God. It's just the fighting. I could fight better. The fighting choreography is just so bad. It's like a couple of kids in a school grounds. It's so terrible. The best thing about it has got to be the music, the soundtrack. I have to give it that.
Yeah,
the soundtrack, the original song that went with it.
Yeah.
If you want to play it in this little segment, John,
it's so good.
Please do. Is awesome.
I'll fix it in post.
But other than that, I'm not too enamored with it. I didn't think it had some funny one-liners in it. I'll give it that. It had some funny one-liners in it. But for me, I don't know. They tried too hard. I think they were trying too hard with it, and it had a better story with it than Street Fighter. But it was on that level of Street Fighter where it was so bad, it remained bad. Whereas Street Fighter is so bad, it's actually good in a sense. Whereas this kind of isn't.
There's logic to it.
And Christophe Lambert.
I don't even know what you said. He just got really pissed off.
And Christopher Lambert, Chris Lambert, is for me. I couldn't understand a word he was saying. He was just playing into his French Canadian accent far too strongly.
Isn't that the case with all of his films?
Yeah, well, yeah, but a lot of his films I could understand, and I don't know what he was doing here, but
I love his Scottish. It's right.
Yeah, Highlander. It's Highlander. So
Come here is my old friend.
That's an emphatic no from me.
Emphatic no. So I'll put a rather large cross, 3 lines. Okay, Mikey.
I'm gonna say yes.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It's gated it.
Because you know what? The music is amazing. The casting is bad, man. Like Johnny Cage is ridiculous, and Liu Kang's not good in
Johnny Cage.
Raiden or whatever, man. You know, Highlander. God bless. But the music is made the atmosphere. Like I imagine the game having that atmosphere at least. You know, what's the dude with the 4 arms? I've got his name now.
Goran.
Yeah, thank you. You know that at the time that looked pretty
was
good.
Was he completely like? Was he like?
Claymation.
Was it claymation?
Yeah,
all of it.
Yeah.
Was it claymation?
4, I think. Yeah.
I'm sure it was green screen claymation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But you know, at the time
That wasn't bad.
Like, it was like
That wasn't bad.
dark and like but like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it actually more than Street Fighter. It's just with Street Fighter is just so funny.
Yeah.
But I was thinking we went between that and the new Mortal Kombat. But I thought, no. You know what? I'm gonna stick with that one because actually, I think the new one's gonna age really bad in 20 years, and this one's still gonna look good but bad.
That's true.
So no, I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I think just to say it, Mike, I think you made a really good point there that it's out of all the films that are on our list, surely Mortal Kombat is the most faithful adaptation of an actual physical game.
Yeah. Like literally you feel like that is what the video game would be brought to life.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Okay, so that's a yes.
Not Super Mario Brothers. No.
So that's a yes from Mikey. That's a yes from Mikey.
Yes,
Ali,
yes from me.
Ali, I'm kind of guessing which way you're going to lie on this.
Mortal Kombat!
Mortal Kombat!
I just say in Spanish. Mortal Kombat!
Strangely, I think that would have made it a better film.
We should see it in Spanish.
Okay, so
that made
I'm
my
g-
night.
I'm gonna say that I haven't seen it before. I haven't actually seen it.
John.
Not that it actually matters.
That's how many fingers
So you've got two films to watch.
Cleaned
tonight.
up. They've cleaned up.
Alright.
They've cleaned up.
Now, I love the opening in Japan where he's got his family and everything, and then the guy comes along and freezes everybody, and then I love it where
The
That's
guy.
the new one, isn't it?
yes, I actually see this. I've not been able to get hold of some of the films to sit down and watch, so
Fair enough.
I've kind of only been able to go with the ones that I could find. Mortal Kombat, I think I've seen bits and pieces of in the past, to be fair, and it's exactly what I thought it was. And Paul W.S. Anderson has got
it's him,
a
isn't it?
way of just tripping along.
He's got away with everything. He's got away with it all. He's cheated the system. He's a terrible director. I don't care. Tweet him. He's terrible.
Yeah, but
You heard it here first,
God.
viewers, listeners.
He
So
made one
I-
good film. He made what did he make? He made what's that one
Event
in space?
Horizon.
Event Horizon. That's the only decent film he's made.
Okay.
Everything else
What about
terrible.
film?
Well, I think he's actually rather good at genre, because especially with his Resident Evil stuff, it's
I
when
watched
Russell.
all of those, John. I watched all 7 of those. All of them were terrible. All of them.
I watched all
They
of
should
them.
be
First one's
burned.
alright. First one's
The
alright.
negatives should be
Yeah.
burnt. The people involved in them should be made destitute, put on an island and burnt. All of them.
Can't trust someone who voted for Warcraft.
Terrible.
So in that but the thing, Carrie, the guy who plays the what's his name, Carrie,
The evil sorcerer.
yeah, the evil sorcerer, has actually ended up playing the character.
Fukunaga? Gary Fukunaga?
Yes,
Yeah, him.
Hiroyuki Fukunaga, I think his name is.
That's the one.
He's actually ended up playing that character all the way up to the latest version of the game. He's now actually enshrined in the game as the
So he's canon.
character.
Wow.
Wow.
We're up to like
Yeah,
11 now, I think.
he's actually canon. So when they made the remake, which I actually don't think I actually like. I think how else? It's a tournament film without actually going to the tournament. And Kano is having a whale of a time in the new one. But as far as the original is concerned, I have to abstain.
Add it to your list.
Right. Okay. So we have 7.
Yay.
Whether it's the 7 we want is another matter, but we have
Oh.
Super Mario Brothers, Sonic the Hedgehog, Rampage, Warcraft, Detective Pikachu, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat. People are going to be screaming at us on this one.
I had one more as well.
I'm sure.
Oh,
Honourable
well.
mentions. Do we have to? We got the mystery 8.
Yeah, honorable mentions or
Let's have a go at the Mystic Unicorn of number 8 on the
to
list.
get the Black Hawk Down nomination.
Yes. So, Mikey, you go first.
I'm torn between 2 Tomb Raider films.
You can talk about them both. You talk about the rest. Whatever.
Oh, can
you
I?
got
Okay.
left.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
whatever you
okay.
got left.
I was gonna mention the first one, the Angelina Jolie one, because and they both actually mentioned both for the same reason. That at the time when that came out, I thought that she was the best portrayal of a video game character. Like she did it most faithfully. Like she was that, like this ultra sexy Lara Croft, had that attitude, was badass. She's like, female Indiana Jones. She did action amazing in the film. Like she like the films are so. The first, I'm talking about the first one. The first was so. I can't remember the storyline. She's looking for her father, who's actually her real dad, John Voight's in it. But it's like all the action pieces she does an amazing. And she really was. It was like the first time I saw someone on a poster, I thought, man, that is the character, you know.
Yeah,
that was it. That was the first time I felt like that about a video game character. So I'd say that. And then the new one, I feel exactly the same way, because as time went by, they changed Lara Croft in the video games, right? So she was like, you know, not so sexy. It was more
of like,
well, yeah,
more real.
I don't know.
Yeah, she was kind of badass, still badass, but you know, she didn't really use her sexuality as much in the earlier games, or didn't have that kind of same attitude. She was still really dominant and whatever, you know, and she was, you know, very smart, and so a lot more shifted to like puzzle solving, whatever. And so Alicia Vikander, who became Lara Croft, did that really, really, really well. Like you see a lot of that in there, like her problem solving and stuff, you know, and she's still sassy in it though. But she's more of a real person in it, you know. So if I have to choose, I'm gonna pick the new one. I'm gonna pick the new one because I like Alicia Vikander. I think she's an amazing actress. She portrayed the new Lara Croft really, really well. The action is really good. It's a bit slow. The film, it's a little slow, but it's still good. Her backstory is really cool. You know, again, she's like looking for her father. You know, and I think it turns out like. I think his whole estate might get taken from her if she doesn't do something. I can't remember, but she goes off anyway looking, and she runs into him. She's been like double crossed by other people, but it's got that whole, you know, going into tombs and solving puzzles. You know, it's literally like an Indiana Jones type of film, but it's done really, really well, and she's awesome in it. She's really good in it, actually, really, really good in it. So I would say that one. I would say the new Tomb Raider.
Okay, so Ali, you got a couple of films you want to mention?
I was just going to mention Final Fantasy. I've actually forgotten the name of a full title.
The Spirits Within.
Yeah, The Spirits Within. I actually thought as an animation movie, it was amazing. I remember when it came out, like the facial expressions in the film. It's kind of state of the art. It looked pretty cool. It looked pretty amazing. I thought it was not a fun story. It was a enjoyable film to watch. It was well pulled off. And I thought it would be worth an honorable mention, Final Fantasy, The Spirit Within. Wasn't really going to talk much about it, but just to give it a mention as a pretty good game movie.
Okay, Chris.
Two picks from me. Silent Hill, I really enjoyed. I thought
that's the wrong word for that film.
Harsh. I thought it was really creepy, and I thought the female protagonist was really good, really well acted. I thought it was very atmospheric, and it was really scary. And what was my other one? And Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil, I thought was good fun. I like that film a lot.
Okay, Matt.
As far as video game films go,
yes. Matt, any new ones?
I echo Final Fantasy from Ali. Spirits Within. I thought it was quite good. Saw it many years ago. Obviously, back in the day, it was really, really revolutionary with the CG engine that they used to portray human emotions, the human figures, human musculature, and all that sort of stuff. Nowadays, you'd get better in a Nintendo Switch game, to be quite honest. It's developed that much better. It looks pretty terrible nowadays, and I know I championed Polar Express for one of the Christmas movies. Even the Polar Express animations, CG animations, look better than the Final Fantasy Spirits Within one now. But it is actually a really good movie. It's a good story. They took the world and they built a story around it, which is what they do with the Final Fantasies anyway. They take an original story and plop it into a parallel kind of universe, and not every game has the same characters in it anyway. So yeah, there's that. And I'm going to throw a curveball here. I'm going to say Wreck-It Ralph. I'm going to say.
Good film.
Because it has a lot of computer video game characters in it. It's got Street Fighter 2 characters. It's got M. Bison in it. It's got Sonic in it.
I was going to say that.
It's got Pac-Man in it. Yeah,
was it allowed?
It's not a video game.
That would have been my number one.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been my number one.
It's got Pong in it. It's got a character who plays Pong.
Nah,
it's
got a loophole.
It's got. This is what it's here for. It's not.
It's got Cubit in it.
Mention. It's got its honorable mention.
Yes.
I thought it might be a bit of a curveball. But I didn't mention it in the main game. It's got Zangief in it as well. And
Yeah,
Zangief.
It's a great movie. Great movie. You should all see it.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Whoever's introduced into kind of like animation, Disney animation stuff like very, very good. And yeah, I think that's it. That's it for me. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all of them.
Right then. Just quickly, Final Fantasy Spirits Within. I was one of the few people who really liked that film when it came out. I have it on the double DVD box set.
Wow.
That was it was the film that bankrupted the game company.
Squeenix.
Yeah, they sunk so much money into it. They didn't make it back. That said, I think it looked great at the time, and the fact that it wasn't a beat 'em up story. It was actually quite a thoughtful story that went along with it. Let's see. Silent Hill was another one on my list, not because it did scare the cack out of me. It's one of those films where I got to the end of it and I felt really, really, really icky and really creeped out. So, Resident. No, seriously. Resident Evil. Oh, come on!
The new one, or the old one.
The old one. I haven't managed to get to see Welcome to
The
Raccoon.
new one's all right. The new one's okay. The first half of the new one is very, very good. Second half, toilet water, but the rest of it is pretty good.
Quick mention for the new version of Mortal Kombat, because I actually kind of liked it, because it has one of the it has a fatal move in it, and it's really cool. And what else have I got on this list?
Well, good.
Yeah, the first Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I would have said the first one
because it is a very pared back story. It's very, very simple. It's a race against time. It's good versus evil. James Bond's in it as the other half.
Is it worth watching then? Because I've never seen those first.
Time Cop.
First
one. What?
We shout out Time Cop.
Time Cop's a good movie.
The Time Cop is a good movie.
It's a good film.
If you want to watch a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Jean-Claude Van Damme movie,
Jean-Claude Van Damme
instead of Street Fighter.
Hard Target.
Hard Target's a brilliant John Woo.
Yeah, and Time Cop. Two good films. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But again, the Lara Croft Tomb Raider, because it is so stripped back, basic, straight down the line.
So I don't checking out then. Is it? As I said, I've never seen it. So
if you
recommend it.
It's gone. If it's 90 minutes and you're not doing anything, it's worth having a look at.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I just mention one more as well? It's just as an honourable mention. It's a bit like Wreck-It Ralph, where it's not really based on the game. It's just got loads of game characters in it. But Ready Player One is an awesome.
Yes, Ali. Yes, really I was going to mention that one.
Sorry, Mr. Chris. But yeah, it's
no, not at all.
If you like,
I agree.
Game characters in the film, it's really cool.
Better book.
Also in the same vein as Wreck-It Ralph, the original Tron.
Oh yeah. Good shout.
Yeah. Good shout.
Yeah, I'll give you that one as well.
And the Last Starfighter, because Last Starfighter was a video game, wasn't it? He was playing when he was
Free Guy.
Yeah. The last Starfighter.
Free Guy. That was
Free Guy as well.
Yeah.
But Last Starfighter, my wife paid 20 quid for the Blu-ray to be sent in because we couldn't find it anywhere.
Sent in for imported.
It had to be imported, so it had to be Region Zero Blu-ray because we couldn't find it. But it's got documentaries and all sorts on it, and it's my favorite film. It was my birthday.
As non-UK DVDs and Blu-rays always do.
Yes. So it's a huge documentary with the guy who played Alex.
Nice.
Talking through all the different bits, and they talk about the Cray computer that they used and how long it took to render all that, and the fact that they went to George Lucas after doing it, showed him some mock-ups of X-wings, done in the computer, and he threw them out.
But that was done after Star Wars, though, wasn't it? So is it
No. No. We're talking about going forwards into the new one, into the new
the
ones.
new one, right?
Yeah. So
Okay, so
anyway,
after ILM was established.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the job in hand. We have to
Round
lose
two.
to round two.
Fight!
Finish him.
Combate mortal!
Please find the Spanish version to make a clip of.
We have to
Oh my
lose
God.
two. We have to lose two. So,
Okay.
which two? Super Mario Brothers, Sonic
Yes.
the Hedgehog, Rampage, Warcraft, Detective Pikachu, Street Fighter, or Mortal Kombat. Which one are we getting rid of first? Mikey.
Warcraft.
Okay. Ali.
Mario. Oh, it's a terrible film. It's such a rubbish film. Oh, hold on a minute.
Chris.
Did everyone else pick Mario?
No, no one's gone yet.
No, it's
Hang
No,
on.
I did. Oh,
we're just whittling them down at the moment.
You
No,
get
but
a
everyone else
vote.
loved it,
You
though,
get vote off. Vote the one you want. You've done right. That's the right one. That's what good
Mario.
choice.
Anyway, Chris.
Warcraft.
Yeah.
Warcraft. Matt.
Mortal Kombat.
Did. Oh, no one doing it this time. And I'm going to have to go with one of the ones I haven't seen, which I'm gonna go with Mortal Kombat. So that means
That's a tie.
Ali, you chose Super Mario Brothers. You've got to choose between Warcraft or Mortal Kombat.
You're sitting in my house.
Warcraft.
Yeah.
Okay, so Warcraft
Cracking.
is number 7.
Never forgive you.
You killed
Okay.
E.T.
Okay, that's going on a t-shirt. Okay, so Ali, you said Super Mario Brothers. We've got 2 for Mortal Kombat, which was me and Matt. Chris, what's your choice?
Purely because I haven't seen it, I'm gonna have to say Pokemon. Sorry.
Okay. And Mikey.
What are the choices?
Super Mario Brothers, Sonic the Hedgehog, Rampage, Detective Pikachu, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat.
Rampage.
Rampage. Okay, so that's 1-1. That's 2 for Mortal Kombat. So that's Mortal Kombat for number 6.
Oh.
Oh, you see? That was your
Why did you
voting.
do that?
You see?
Why did you vote for the other one?
Okay, so they're the two whittled down. So let's go with
You
them.
did it. You was the last one to vote.
Okay,
Mess.
so let's go for. Hang on, let's go for number 5. We've got 1 for Super Mario Brothers, which is Ali. We've got 1 for Rampage, which is Mikey. We have 1 for Detective Pikachu, which is you, Chris. So Matt.
Oh, I know what he's going to say.
Street Fighter.
Oh.
Controversial.
Again, I also have to go for the one that I haven't seen. And that, again, is Street Fighter.
He hasn't seen it.
That shouldn't be allowed to vote.
So,
John's got a lot to watch tonight.
what, 2 off
Yeah.
this list?
They feel a lot longer, don't worry.
Yeah. So that would be Street Fighter
Number
at
5.
number
Top 5,
5.
Number 5.
Not bad.
Street Fighter. It's all right.
Okay,
You had that at number 5,
so-
didn't you, Mike? That was your number 5.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
there you
you
go. All right.
Not bad.
Okay, so number 4, we have Super Mario Brothers, Sonic the Hedgehog, Rampage, Detective Pikachu. Hang on.
He's lost it.
Mike
Right,
was
Super
Rampage.
Mario-
Mistake.
I was Pokemon.
So Super Mario Brothers, Sonic, Rampage, or Detective Pikachu, Matt?
Rampage.
Okay,
two for
I'm going
Rampage.
to go for Rampage as well.
That's it.
But that
Wow.
is number 4.
Mario's in the top 3.
So Sonic.
Number 3. Okay, so 1 for Super Mario Brothers,
Not be Mario.
none for Sonic the Hedgehog, 1 for Detective Pikachu. Matt, because I remembered that you've just voted.
Oh, sorry, Ali. Sorry, it's Sonic.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
You kill E.T. Now you want to kill Sonic?
Stupid Hedgehog. Stupid Hedgehog. You see them dead on the road all the time.
Yeah, I know. So, Mikey,
okay.
what's your
Mike.
vote, man? Super Mario, Sonic, or Detective Pikachu?
I'm
For
gonna
number
have to
3.
say,
Do it.
Bro,
do
I'm sitting in
do
the
it, Mike.
house.
Do it, Mike.
I'm sitting next
This is
to
still
you.
this is podium though, so
Do it.
Yeah.
Still
I'm gonna have
podium.
to say that that roadkill Sonic.
Oh,
Shame on you! Shame on
Okay.
2 for Sonic.
I'm going to say Super Mario Brothers,
Oh!
2 for Mario.
What does that mean?
which means that yeah,
Who's got the
Super
I get the
It's the
decider.
Chris.
Detective
Right?
Pikachu.
Mr.
Yes.
Chris.
Come on, Chris.
Oh, well, it's got to be Mario then.
Yeah!
Sorry,
I
Mike.
hope you have to do look tap for a week.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow! 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 Wow!
Psyduck. Psyduck.
So it's between Sonic and Pokemon.
Yes,
Oh,
it
I
is
would.
between Sonic the Hedgehog and Detective Pikachu. No, and yeah, Detective
Yeah.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
We
So
have
we're voting for a number 1 now.
Number 1.
Yes.
Your number 1.
voting for your number 1 now. So,
Sonic.
Chris, yeah, Matt,
Pikachu. I mean, Pokemon.
Ali.
As long as Sonic's above Mario, it doesn't matter now. So I'm just going to say Sonic.
Number 1, yeah.
Number 1 for Sonic.
Okay, Mikey.
Detective Pikachu.
Oh, John.
Listen, John.
Oh
John,
my
down to you.
God! Hold on.
Oh.
Let's all go silent to and make it intense. No one speak.
Oh God. Right. So is it the blue whirlwind or is it the yellow lightning?
Everyone leave the frame.
I'm too close to the camera to get out of view.
Oh, my back hurts.
Right. 1 year later. Okay.
You two
I'm
came in at the same time. That's hilarious.
I'm going to go with Sonic the Hedgehog
Yeah.
as our number 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sonic.
So,
Oh no!
Wow.
so
There you
we
go.
have.
Worst list ever.
Yeah, we know that. We knew that when we started.
You know when you came in.
So, number 5, we have Street Fighter. Number 4, we have Rampage. Number 3, we have Super Mario Brothers. Number 2, we have Detective Pikachu. And number 1, we have Sonic the Hedgehog.
Every time, man.
Play the sting.
I don't agree.
Right, there we go. Oh, man.
Look, that 7 was a good 7. I think
It
that was a good
was.
7.
Yes.
Good 7.
Yeah,
Give him the
it
pedigree.
Amazed that we got a solid 7.
Give
That
him
was
the
Yes.
I
I
think
think
we're
we
going to get 7.
I
That
think
could
we've
have been
got
a
a lot
stinker.
of I think we've got a lot of films we love to hate or hate to love.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah. That's a good way of
I think
putting
we
it.
got I think we got a good balance in there.
Got a
To
good
be
one.
fair,
John, I'm really glad you didn't bring up Max Payne. That was a terrible movie. Terrible movie.
That's Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. Terrible
Yeah,
movie.
exactly. Ain't no surprise.
Oh,
yeah, I wasted 2 hours yesterday
Oh.
on that.
Also
Wait.
surprised that Assassin's Creed wasn't mentioned.
I was surprised. I thought John was going to mention Assassin's Creed.
I've never seen it, so I.
Why do you have it behind you then? I thought he was hinting. Yeah,
it's a bit of a Warcraft where it's a bit hard to understand the whole backstory, to be quite honest. And they made
they actually don't. Yeah, I mean they've got some nice stunt work in it, but that's about it. It doesn't really gel, and it doesn't really work.
It would make a good number 8. I would probably say that it would be a close number 8. I would.
Yeah,
I think. Although Mike was quite good with it, I quite enjoyed the Tomb Raider with Alicia Vikander. I thought she was.
Yeah, it's not bad. She's really good in it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think it's another one of those. Everyone's good in it. It just doesn't quite stand up on its own feet. Yeah. So, anyway,
good pod.
That was a good pod. So, Mikey, Ali, anything to add? Anything you want to plug, mate?
I'd like to plug Attack the Backlog. They're such a wicked channel. But I also would love to say, as always, loving the 5onfilm. They're doing an amazing job. I love the content. Keep it up. It is proper fun. And it's proper fun being part of as well. So, it's a pleasure.
Thank you for coming, guys.
Yeah, no, thanks, guys. It's been brilliant. Chris, anything for yourself?
No, I would say please go and watch Attack the Backlog and also 16 Bits and Bobs.
I was going to plug Annie, you just went past me.
Oh, sorry.
Make sure you watch 16 Bits and Bobs. Also, thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yeah. What's your latest one, Mikey?
We did Alien Isolation today.
That's why
we spent 3 hours streaming it. We didn't see one alien. Just a lot of Angry Joes.
So that's a lot of isolation.
A lot of isolation and some condensed milk, which I brought with me.
Nick was eating condensed milk.
Condensed milk from a spoon. Very tasty stuff. I don't mind saying.
Okay.
I do worry for your
cholesterol. Your health, dude. Your health. I do worry about that.
Okay, Matt. Anything from yourself, sir?
No. I'm good.
John, I did just want to ask everyone on the panel who they played on Street Fighter 2.
Ken.
No, mate. Ryu.
Ken was better.
Ryu. So you guys played Ryu and Ken?
Ken's better because he's got a wider dragon punch.
Ryu.
Oh, interesting.
Guile. Always played Guile.
You were Guile.
Sonic Boom.
Guile, yeah.
Nice.
Ryu forever. Ryu was just cooler. Ken was so cheesy with his little dimples and like bleached blonde hair.
You see,
the thing with Ken and Ryu was they're exactly the same character, but Ken is actually better as a character.
Is he stronger? But does he actually have the developers, where they gave them extra frames to sort of like protect
the way he does a dragon punch? The way he does a dragon punch, he comes slightly wider, so you've got always more chance.
Yeah, but Ryu's got a stronger fireball.
No,
I was going to say
that's true.
That's not true.
Which one was easier to do the special on?
For which one?
Ken or Ryu?
They had exactly the same move.
Exactly the same.
So the same buttons.
It's the same
activated.
buttons.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ali, you forgot to plug your Street Fighter competition.
Oh yeah, for Chris Love. Should we shout out
for you as well?
Love?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was only doing it for Chris Love for his multi-tap shop. That was the whole point of it.
Plug it.
Right, so on the 23rd of April, Street Fighter 2 tournament, we are playing Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition because it's got the 4 extra bosses. It's got Vega, it's got Balrog, it's got Sega, it's got Bison.
On what console?
Super Nintendo.
Not Mega Drive.
No, because no. Okay. Do you know what? I'm a massive Sega fan. But Street Fighter 2, I'm happy to admit it was better on the Super Nintendo.
Yes.
It was. But we're doing an event at Multitap Gaming. Mr. Chris Love, our dear friend, he's got a gaming shop in Dedburn on the 23rd of April. It's a Saturday. Come down if you can. It's a tournament. It's to create some buzz in the shop, get some vibes, some fun.
Some enthusiasm.
What was the name of the shop again?
Multitap Gaming.
Multi-tap gaming, where was it?
Dedburn, Lapton.
We'll drop a link in the
another tournament
below.
Kombat
Immortal! Ronald Kombat.
Right, okay. time to wrap this up. Thank you very much, guys, for coming along. That's been great. Thank you, regulars, for coming along as well.
Stinking up the place. Yeah,
yeah,
place again.
Just quickly, anybody listening, if you'd like to watch us, we are on YouTube. You can find us at 5onfilm podcast, or definitely at 5onfilm. We're on all the socials at 5onfilm podcast over Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We have a new social media manager who's starting work. Hopefully to get some more news out there. We also on our anchor site, where we do our podcasts from, our server, you can actually talk to us. You can send us voicemail messages through the message button. If you go to anchor.fm/5onfilm, you'll see a message button there. And if you click on that and click a couple of buttons, you'll actually be able to leave us a minute-long scathing review of what we say on video game
clean,
films.
Folks.
Well, if it ain't clean, it ain't going out. If you are watching,
not going out.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to find us on your pod scraper of choice, or Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, or Google. That is all we have today. If you would, thank you very much, guys, for coming along. And
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Finish him.
Game over.
All views expressed in this podcast are that of the individual and do not represent the views of any entity whatsoever which they have been or will be affiliated with in the future.